Baby Book 2, Chapter 8, Showered with Love. Hope you're all having a great day. A week after the mayoral debate, you and Clint are walking through the town before your baby shower begins. Anna practically threw me out of the house this morning so she could start decorating. It's nice that she's putting in all this effort, but it's not like anyone's gonna be there other than our friends. And possibly my father. And possibly your father. I still can't believe you invited him. I mean, after the terrible way he treated you, why would you even want him there? I think you should give him another chance. I know we aren't together, but he's still the children's grandfather. I want him to be part of our lives, and theirs. And you're my friend, Clint. I don't want to throw away your entire relationship with your dad because of me. If he could actually change, I'd be more than willing to try again, but I doubt that will ever happen. Who knows, maybe if he sees I'm not going anywhere, he'll change his tune. I doubt he'll even make an effort to come to today's baby shower. He never went to any for Joel's kids. Seriously? He doesn't believe in the concept of a co-ed shower. Baby showers are apparently a place for women to come together and celebrate for the new mother. No place for men. I knew he was old-fashioned, but that seems a bit extreme. He's always been that way. Even when I was a kid, I wanted something. I had to earn my own money to get it. I didn't really mind it, except this one time. I was getting into woodworking when I saw a beautiful model ship in the shop's window. A kid who was obsessed with old man hobbies. Why am I not surprised? Well, I told my dad I wanted to learn how to carve something like that, and that having an example would help me. But no matter how much I begged, he wouldn't buy it for me. Did you ever manage to get it? No, when I finally saved up enough money, someone else had already bought it. And all my dad had to say was that I should have worked harder to get money faster. Your dad sounds like a wise man, actually. Geez, sounds like your dad was in a tough love. I bet he was trying to teach you that everything you wanted wouldn't be handed to you. Absolutely, but since he made everything into a lesson, he always felt distant, and it only got worse when my mom passed away. Oh, Clint, I'm so sorry. You put your hand on Clint's shoulder and give a comforting squeeze as you step into Elijah's shop. Let's forget all about your dad for today. He's not going to put a damper on this baby shower. You, me, and Miles are going to celebrate our babies, open some presents, and have a great time. What do you say? Yes, ma'am. Just then, Elijah comes bustling out of the back room, a wide grin on his face as he's about to give us a diamond outfit, I'm sure. I thought I heard the lucky mom-to-be. You're looking gorgeous as ever. Careful, you don't want your girlfriend to hear that. I'm sure she can also appreciate your fine figure. Besides, it's your special day. You deserve all the compliments. With a flourish, he reveals an elegant lavender dress that sparkles in the shop's light, complete with floral belt and silver jewelry. Which is why, even though Louisa and I went in on a gift, I couldn't resist finding something beautiful for you to wear. Wear this stunning dress for your baby shower to keep all the eyes, including Miles, on you. But I thought this was a gift. But Elijah, you're the sweetest. I feel like an actual princess in this. As you should. You look as pretty as a picture, Miss Jen. We'll see you this afternoon, Elijah. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Later that day, you return to Anna's house. As soon as you step out of the car, you can hear the chatter of the party. You step into the backyard to find it completely decked out in balloons, ribbons, and piles of presents. Party, you! Oh my god, Anna, it's amazing. Thank you so much for setting this up. I'm so glad you love it. It's been such a refreshing change of pace from the wedding planning. Finding a venue is a nightmare. Apparently getting married someplace no one has ever is impossible in Gracetown. But enough about me. I can't wait for you to open all your presents. I only wish we had more space to store it all. It's not like your place has a nursery. Don't worry about that. I'll make room if I have to. Now go say hi to everyone else. She gives you a gentle nudge towards the rest of the party guests, and you give them a wave as you find a seat at the table. Congratulations, Jen. We're so happy for you. But not as happy as me, future Aunt Louisa. It's nice to see everyone. We're all finally having a moment to just hang out, and I'm not having to run around and sway council members. Ah, you've earned a break, Jen. And all these gifts to boot. You feel a warm hand on your shoulder, and Mariana pulls you into a tight hug, Keith hovering just behind her. It feels just like yesterday. I was giving you your first ultrasound. How time flies. Childbirth is a wonderful institution. You should be proud. You laugh to yourself as Keith turns away, Mariana staring after him. Someone pulls out a chair next to you, and you turn to see Miles taking a seat. Boone at his side. Howdy, Cassidy. Woo! You're making the rest of us look bad with that outfit. You know, I can never resist Derek dressing him. He visibly swallows as his eyes trail over your body, dark with want. You give him a playful wink, and he shakes his head with a fond smile. I ain't complaining. I'm impressed you're here so early. I know parties aren't your scene. Guess crushing Craig put me in a mood. We don't have to worry about that today. Consider the election on hold for now. Today, we're celebrating becoming soon-to-be parents, and I want you by my side through it all. Then that's where I'll be. Pitt comes happily bounding out of the house and up to you. You pet her head, and she gives your fingers an affectionate lick. How's my precious little girl, huh? Boone trots over and licks the top of its head. Her tail wags eagerly, and she bats a playful paw at one of his lone ears, like it's a toy. Why do I feel like these two are eventually going to have puppies at the same time we have ours? Boone nuzzles affectionately against her before she scampers across the lawn or roll in the grass. Boone follows after, and you smile to yourself. Cuties. Just then, the gate swings open, and a hush falls over the backyard as you see who arrives carrying a wrapped gift. I swear to God if it's Craig. Oh, okay. A lesser of two evils. This is for you, Jin. Gifts are customary at these showers, yes? Jebediah hands you a somewhat bulky present, and you add it to the bottle of gifts as Clint stalks over. Oh, thank you. I see you actually decided to come. Clint, down! Down, boy. I know I taught you how rude it is to refuse an invitation. You'd know all about rude. Would you look at that? It's time for our very first game. Shoot Anna a grateful look as she gathers some baby dolls in her arms and starts handing them out. We're going to have a diaper changing contest. I am an old hand at that. After 3 boys, I know my way around a diaper. As if. We all know Mom did all the work. Great, Jebediah. Here's your doll. You have to station yourself on the other side end of the table, far away from Clint. I'm assuming the fastest person to change the diaper wins. Yep, you have to remove the dirty diaper, then clean the baby's butt. Finish up with proper fastening the sides on the new one. If I fail this after changing diapers for 18 plus years, kill me. You each get situated in front of your baby doll, supplies laid out in front of you. On your marks, get set, go! You quickly rip off the dirty diaper, crumbling in a ball. You look around and notice Santa cheering you all on, Louisa glaring furiously at the other competitors, and Jebediah and Miles lagging behind. I bet I can throw one of them off their game with a distraction. Throw the diaper at Hannah. You throw the diaper at Hannah, and she easily catches it, looking over at you in confusion. What am I supposed to do with this? The trash, Hannah. Just throw it in the trash for me. With the dirty diaper gone, you turn to your own doll, wipes, powder, and a new diaper set aside. Okay, so this is how they're gonna screw us. Come on. I should wipe the baby's butt. You grab a wipe from the package, wiping off the back of the doll, and then add a dash of powder on top of that. All clean. Once you've cleaned the doll, you lay it out on a fresh diaper and pull up the front. Now I just have to fasten the sides. You rip the plastic film off of the adhesive part and fold the panels in, securing it in place. Done. Ta-da! As you finish, you look around and see everyone just securing their own diapers. Anna claps excitedly. Looks like Jim's our winner! Yay! A mama's gotta know how to make a speedy change. And your prize, great diaper changer. Anna pins a large ribbon on your shoulder. Now everyone knows I'm the best. Wah! As you all settle back down at the table, there is a moment of silence before Jebediah clears his throat. If we're in need of further games, I am reminded of one my wife used to play at our children's baby showers. The day before, someone would ask me and her to answer questions about our relationship and parenthood. Then at the shower, someone would read our answers aloud for everyone to compare. I imagine that either goes very well or very poorly. You and Mom used to do that. I thought Joel and Leia came up with that for their kid showers. Hardly. They were simply continuing the tradition. It was always sweet to learn when we were in total agreement about something. And hilarious when you were on completely different pages. Clint and Jebediah grin at each other for a moment before Clint looks away and clears his throat. I'm surprised you even cared about that. It was your mother's idea, and my way of celebrating you boys. Anna leans over to whisper in your ear. This might be a good way to get Clint and his dad back on good terms, don't you think? Play the questionnaire game to find out if you and Miles are compatible parents. And chat help Clint reconcile with his father. Play the game. It sounds like fun. Excellent. Anna can ask Miles the questions, and I'll ask you. He scribbles down a few notes on a piece of paper and hands it to Anna before ushering you into the house. Now, I believe most of your guests already know how you and Miles met, so why don't you tell me, what was your first impression of him? Miles was a huge jerk. He refused to give me the job, and we got into a massive fight. I even called him a grumpy, hard-ass rodeo clown. I'm shocked the two of you could come back from that. Oh, please, opposites attract. I'll admit, I'm still not quite used to the way modern couples get together, rushing into things. In my day, there was a manner of courting. Yeah, I know. We're becoming old, Jebediah. We're becoming way too old. We do that stuff too, even if sometimes we get the order a little mixed up. I suppose as long as you care about each other, that's what's important. Now, who do you think will be the most likely to enforce rules in your house? Definitely Miles. He was a teacher. If anyone knows how to handle kids, it's him. And if I know him, rules are going to be a must-have in our household. Good. So someone needs to keep the kids in line. I take it that rules were a big deal in your house when you were a new dad. You could say that. A strong set of rules were meant to guide my sons into becoming great men. But rules can also be restrictive. Pauses for a moment, pondering your words before clearing his throat to move on. Anyway, once your children are born, what are you most excited about when it comes to being a parent? It may sound overly sentimental, but for me it was seeing what they chose to do with their lives. Really? I thought you had pretty strict expectations for them. Things didn't go exactly as I wanted, but that doesn't mean I'm not grateful to have seen them grow. Well, I'm excited to teach them new things. Showing them how to crawl, walk, giving them new foods, helping them learn to read. I can't wait to show them everything. That never stops. Even once they're grown, there's still wisdom you can share with them. Jebediah glances at his notes and then looks back at you. And my last question for you, Jane, is who you think will be more nervous when you go into labor? You or Miles? Oh. Me. I mean, I'm the only one who actually has to go through the whole process. Obviously, I'm gonna be freaking out. I assure you, being on the other side is just as stressful. You don't always know what's happening. Well, that's all I have in terms of questions. We should go and rejoin the others. You and Jebediah step back outside, and you take a seat next to Miles. As you start to read your answers aloud, you lean over and whisper to him. I wanted to pick Miles, because I know him. I literally am him, and I feel like I would be super nervous, but put on, like, a poker face. How do you think you did?
I don't know, hopefully not too bad.
First question was about Jen's first impression of Miles. Miles said she probably thought he was a huge jerk.
So did she. She apparently called him a grumpy, hard-ass rodeo clown.
The crowd laughs and you squeeze Miles' hand beneath the table.
I still can't believe you did that.
It's what you like about me.
Then we wanted to know who would enforce the rules in the house.
To no one's surprise, Miles said it would be himself.
That's also what Jen said.
He was a teacher. He's all about rules. Next, we wanted to know what our new parents were most excited about when it came to parenthood.
Jen wants to teach her kids all about the world.
I guess I can't get away from my roots. That's what I said too.
And lastly, we asked them who was going to be more nervous when Jen goes into labor.
Miles freely admitted that he was going to be way more nervous. Come on, I'm the one who actually has to give birth here. I'm entitled to some nerves. So, how are you two feeling about your results? We are basically soulmates. We didn't even have to talk about this beforehand. We were already on the same page. This just proves we were meant to be.
I can't argue with that.
As the game wraps up, Jebediah takes a seat next to you, Clint, and Miles. Clint clears his throat.
That was a good idea, Dad.
Thanks for suggesting it. It was fun learning more about the kind of parents Jen and Miles are gonna be.
You're welcome, Clint. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And thank you, Jen, for humoring an old man.
I wanted to keep the tradition alive. This felt like one of those things that was worth holding on to, you know?
I do. And while a lot has changed, I'm grateful this can remain.
I guess we can still honor the old way of doing things while still moving forward.
I certainly hope so.
It just takes some work. Now, I don't know about you, but I am a little questioned now. Let's open some presents. You take a seat in front of the table piled so high with presents you can barely see Anna's house behind them. Wow. Open mine first. I just know you're gonna love it. Anna shoves a colorfully wrapped gift in your hands, and you eagerly unwrap it to reveal a perfectly sized toy piano. Me and the little ones are gonna have so many jam sessions.
It seems a bit small. Can a child actually learn music on a toy like that?
With a teacher like me, absolutely. Now, whose gift do you want to open next? Louisa and Elijah's. Make way, make way. Best present ever coming through. Louisa weaves through the crowd, Elijah just behind her, and hands you a large bag. She practically bounces as you start to go through it. A foam sword. But wait, there's more. A toy axe. Is there some joke I'm missing here? You have my sword. And my axe. Oh my god, it's a Lord of the Rings reference. They dramatically pause and all guests chuckle and shake their heads. I wasn't sure whether the kids were going to be sword people or axe people, so I went ahead and got both. And I talked her out of getting real weapons, and they sent to their teenagers. Toy weapons. Doesn't mean adults can't play with them. You snatch the foam sword up and stab Louisa right in the stomach with it. No! Betrayed by my own friend. You should have known better than to trust me. Navi's and Karen. Karen wants to speak to the manager. If I didn't make you crack up with that, I don't know what I'm doing. Navi hands you a large gift bag while Karen stands eagerly by her side as you start to remove the tissue paper. I know it's not the most practical gift, but oh my god, little fluffy kitty. It's perfect for snuggling. The kids are gonna love it. I mean, it's big enough that both can hug at it at the same time. What more could you want? They're gonna be so precious. You've gotta promise to send us pictures.
It seems times really have changed. In May Day, we gave far grander gifts.
Well, I love them, and that's all that matters. His feet threw even more presents when finally Miles steps forward with an armful of children's books, Spoon right behind him.
Didn't want to waste paper wrapping them.
Looks like I've got bedtime stories covered for the next 5 years. But, you know, the parents don't typically give gifts for their kids' baby shower.
Just making sure they're well read.
You flip through the books, which feature a variety of colorful characters, stopping on one in the middle.
Things that live in the woods, yes!
It's kind of creepy looking. You open to a page in the middle and start reading aloud. Shadows dance in pale moonlight and sing a woeful song of fright. I might save this for when the kids are all older.
Aw, kids aren't scared of much. This was my favorite when I first learned to read. I've never heard of that book. It must not be one of the classics.
God damn it, Jebediah, you need to chime in everything. As Jebediah sighs, Clint joins you both, lugging a massive package topped with a huge bow. It took me a few weeks to carve it all, but I think it came out perfect. You tear the paper off the massive gift to reveal a custom-made dollhouse. You made this by hand? Wow. Clint, this is so sweet. I'm sure the kids are gonna love it.
A dollhouse, Clint. You couldn't have built something more educational for your children.
Oh, for the love of...
There's a tense moment where everyone goes silent
when Clint suddenly wheels on Jebediah, scowling. You were doing so well earlier, it seemed like you were actually having fun, but you just can't stop yourself, can you? I thought you wanted to patch things up with me and Jen, but...
I came because I was invited. Don't go reading into anything into it.
Everyone needs to calm down. This is a day for celebration. No one should be fighting. Tell him that. We're all adults here. We can treat each other civilly for one day. He's the one who's been making snide comments ever since he got here. If these gifts don't live up to your expectations, why don't you see what you got us, Dad? I'm sure it's going to be just the greatest gift in the entire world. Clint snatches Jebediah's gift from the table and rips the paper off angrily, only to freeze when he sees what it is. The model ship. The same one you wanted as a kid. After all this time, you remembered. How did you even find it? Because he was probably the one who bought it in the first place.
I went back and spoke to the store's owner. He pointed me in the right direction. I know you didn't get this when you were a child, but now hopefully you can share it with your children and teach them how to build their own.
It's a wonderful gift. I'm sure you went to a lot of effort to find it, and that means a lot. I can't believe you actually got it. It's incredible.
And now I think I'd better go. I believe I've overstayed my welcome.
Before you can respond, Jebediah hurries out of the gate, and you and Clint both rush to follow. Dad, you don't have to go. I let things get out of hand.
As did I.
You stand there in an awkward silence for a moment before you place your hand on Jebediah's shoulder. I hope you had a nice time.
It was my first time at a baby shower, but it was quite enjoyable. Give my compliments to your sister.
Are you sure you don't want to stay? Not even for a cake?
You know I never had much of a sweet tooth. But, Clint, I would like to be part of your life, and your grandchildren's if I'm allowed.
Jebediah, I hope we'll see you again soon. I know there's still a couple months before the twins are born, but that doesn't mean we can't spend more time together.
Really? Even after today?
It's called misunderstandings, friend. I want to make sure that we're in a good place, so you can be there for your grandkids.
I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Jebediah turns and hurries to his car. As soon as he's out of sight, Clint lets out a heavy sigh. That was unexpected. Exactly, you harshly judged your father too fast, didn't you? Good or bad? A bit of both. I'm thankful you invited him, though. Things might not have be back to how they used to be, and maybe they never will. But it's nice to see he cares. I never would have known if you hadn't done this. That's what friends are for. Later that evening, once the baby shower is ended, you and Miles are moving all of your presents into your room, squeezing them into the nooks and crannies. Anna did such a good job setting everything up today. She's planning a wedding, yet she still found time for this.
Should have known she'd go overboard.
Right. Did you see the patch he made for the baby blanket to commemorate today? To represent all the gifts and surprises. Wah, 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 wah. So we've got 6 more patches. It's so nice for everyone to go to all this trouble. I just wish it didn't mean making my room even cluttier. I hardly have enough space as it is. Thumper lets out a small squeak from her enclosure. That takes up a huge chunk of space on the floor. Don't worry, I'm not gonna let these presents take any more space away from you. You reach down and pet the soft fur of her head, and she bumps her nose affectionately against your palm.
That reminds me, we're going to be raising 3 kids together. We should be under the same roof.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
How would you like to move in with me?
I would love to. I always hoped we'd be able to live together someday. One happy family. But I don't think it would happen yet.
Is it too early?
Not at all. It's just another wonderful surprise.
Speaking of surprises, I've got one more for you today, but we'll have to go on a drive first.
Then you better start the car.
That night, you and Miles pile your gifts into his car and return to his house.
Alright, now what's this grand surprise you've got planned?
Close your eyes. It's Mutt in a box! You roll your eyes before closing them. He takes your hand and slowly leads you down the hall.
Mama's getting impatient. How much longer are you going to make me wait?
Go ahead and look.
You open your eyes to see a nursery?
Toys are scattered around the space, and your friend's handmade crib is placed next to a comfy rocking chair.
You built all of this for me?
For us. And the babies. It took a couple of sleepless nights to finish. Definitely worth it.
It's wonderful. More than I could have ever imagined.
The idea of raising a family is still a bit strange. I knew I wanted to give the kids their best start, though. I still don't know much about nursery design, so I gotta hand it a help.
I'm impressed you managed to keep this a secret.
I have ways of keeping people quiet.
Spoken like a true supervillain.
You give him a teasing wink, and he smiles to himself for a moment before turning back to the rest of the room. You've done so much for me these past few months. You helped me open up to people, to make friends. You stood by my side through all the council's drama, and now Craig. I want to do the same for you.
You don't have to repay me. Don't get me wrong, I love the nursery, but I don't expect you to give me something in exchange for what I've done for you. I did all that because I care about you.
I have no idea what I've done to deserve you. I'm glad I've got you, though.
His cheeks flush, and he looks away. You cup his chin and pull him into a tender kiss full of affection. He melts against you as you run your tongue over his lower lip and draw him closer, your chests pressed together. You're so cute when you're flustered. He rolls his eyes before crashing his lips against yours. It builds between you as he deepens the kiss, making you thrum with the desire. His arms wrap around your waist, pulling you flush against him, only a thin layer of clothing between you.
I've been thinking about this all day.
About how beautiful I look?
You bat your eyelashes and kiss the corner of his lips. He growls underneath his breath
and meets you in a passionate kiss that leaves you panting. You snag his lower lip between your teeth and give it a playful nibble. His eyes darken with want and you shudder against him. And now I couldn't wait to get my hands on you. I'd say moving in together is a worthy cause for celebration. Grow even closer to Miles by spending a sensual and steamy night together.
Listen, we're gonna kiss in the nursery. Okay.
I'm not one for parties. You stumble back to the living room as you tilt your head up to capture his lips once more as you slide your hand around the back of his neck. As he goes to deepen the kiss, you pull away, giving the corner of his lips a playful lick. He chuckles, eyes twinkling with affection. I can make an exception for you, though. That's what I thought. You drag him into another kiss, your lips meeting desperately as he punches the fabric of your clothing in his fists. The fire between you only seems to grow until you're both panting for breath. So, how do you want to start this party? He trails kisses from your jaw down your neck, each brush of his lips making a thrill of desire rush through you. You arch up into the contact as he slides his hands around your backside, squeezing it and pulling you even closer. By getting you out of these clothes. He reaches back to grab the zipper of your dress, slowly dragging it down until the fabric hangs loosely around you. You let the garment slip off inch by inch, revealing more and more skin until it finally pulls on the floor. Satisfied? Not quite. He greedily takes you in, his eyes trailing over every curve of your body and raising goosebumps on your skin. You reach up and teasingly touch his still-clothed chest, toying with the fabric there. These are in the way. Miles, put on a show for me. All the work I put into in the nursery and you still want a show? What can I say? I'm spoiled. He nimbly unbuttons his vest and shrugs it off, letting you really appreciate the way his shirt hugs his body. He catches the knot of his tie with his finger and drags it down until the fabric drops to the floor. God, you're hot. He smirks at you as he slowly undoes the top button of his shirt, then the next, giving you a glimpse of the skin beneath. Finally, the shirt slips off of his arms, revealing the muscular planes of his chest and abs. Now the rest of it. Greedy. His belt follows with a loud crack as he pulls it free of the belt loop, and you bite your lip to hold back a gasp. He hooks his thumbs into the band of his pants and drags them down, leaving him in just his underwear. Well, am I up to standard? You step closer to him and meet him a feverish kiss, the feeling of his bare skin against yours electric. You kiss up his jaw and along the side of his head, drawing soft moans from his lips. You let your breath waft over his ear, and as you whisper, "Does that answer your question?" He clutches your shoulders as you duck down to pepper kisses over his neck. You drag your teeth over his collarbone, making his whole body tremble before soothing the spot with a gentle lick. Janai. His touch trails over your breast, down to your belly, and along the curves until he reaches your hips. He dips his hands into your underwear and snaps the band against your skin, making you gasp. Oh, why don't we take this to the couch? He leads you across the room to the couch and lays you down gently onto it, climbing on top of you. You loop your arms around his neck as he trails kisses along your neck and jaw, each one growing the heat between you. That feels... He licks along the curves of your breasts as he slides your underwear down. You gasp as the sudden rush of cold air hits your sensitive skin. Your legs tremble in his grasp as he hooks it over his shoulders, your whole body alight with desire. I've got you. He places a tender kiss to the inside of your thigh, and the feeling of his breath against you makes you shudder. He moves in closer, and his mouth works against you. Every inch is like a live wire, sending pleasure coursing through your veins. You dig your ankles into his shoulders, urging him on. His kisses and licks everywhere, every inch of your skin, and you throw your head back to moan. The pressure builds and builds, and just when you think it's going to burst, he pulls away with a smirk. Not bad. Drag him into a fierce kiss full of passion, and you taste yourself on his tongue. As you break apart, you reach desperately for him, running your hands along his sides and down to his underwear. Your turn. He pulls his underwear down his muscular thighs, leaving him completely bare before you. You wrap your hand around him, and his breath catches in his throat as he bucks into the pressure. Yes. You trail your fingers up and down the sensitive skin, and he drops his head against your shoulder with a moan. His muscles tense with each touch as you start up a steady rhythm until he's quaking beneath you. Jen, please. Let's keep going. You guide him between your legs, and he takes a hold of your hips, gripping them tightly as he slots them together. You wrap your legs around his waist as he feels you completely. He kisses your shoulder and lets out a moan. You feel incredible. He starts up a steady pace as you dig your heel into his lower back. Each press of his hips leaves you breathless. A slight shift in the angle as you sing stars and you clutch his shoulders to try and anchor yourself. He slides his hand down your body to where you're connected, brushing over the sensitive skin there and making you quake against him. His lips find yours in the frenzy, hot, desperate, but his rhythm never falters, taking you apart piece by piece. Come close, please. His fingers work against you at the same time he rocks forward, the ecstasy racing through your body like a thunderbolt or lightning. You come together again until the pleasure becomes too much to bear and you lose yourself in his touch. Listen, thunderbolt, okay? I'm sticking with it, shut up. Later that night, you and Miles are still cuddled up together. You place a tender kiss to his collarbone, and he smiles down at you. All in all, I'd have to say today was a resounding success. Wouldn't you? It could have been worse. That means you're ready to be a mom. I'm feeling more ready than I ever have. And I'm banking on these next few months to get me the rest of the way there. We've got time. Miles brushes his hands over your belly and you place your own on top of his. One happy family. I can't wait. You rest your head on his chest and the two of you stay like that, cuddled in each other's arms until you lose all track of time. A week later, you head into Miles' office, watching as he paces back and forth across the room. You called me here in a hurry. What's wrong? Craig's made his move. He plays the video on his computer and Craig's voice blares out at you. Citizens of Gracetown, have your days been disturbed by the obnoxious racket of the construction coming from down the street? Mayor Dixon's office has been working on this park for ages, wasting your taxpayer money, and he has nothing to show for it. Without my assistance, the park will never be finished and become an eyesore for the community. If you want to see real progress, vote Craig Finch for mayor. The video comes to an end and you turn to see Miles, who scowls at the computer screen. How are we supposed to counter that? The election's in a week. If we want to win, we need to finish the park. Now. With just a week until the election, can you finish the park in time? Find out in the next chapter of Baby Bump 2. Without further ado, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. In the description below, links to social media, Discord, and a few links to support me and my content. So, I do like this book in terms of Miles. It's a character I connect with. That's the only really reason I like it. Otherwise, it's okay. It's an okay book. It's not horrible, but it's okay. Because I really connect with Miles because he's kind of like me. And, you know, it kind of gives you an insight of who I am, you know. But anyway, without further ado, thanks for watching. Catch you all later. Peace out.